885th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com and use promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, Degenerinos. Welcome to episode 885 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Let's keep dedicating it to our Spotify people that have commented for the past year, and we have not seen the comments until yesterday. Listen to this one, Gumby. My co-host, Danny Gumby Breland. Melissa Hill. I'm a woman and I listen. Don't sell yourself short. Boom. Amazing.
Ooh,
eh?
Look at that. Lady listeners. They're not on YouTube, though. They don't want to see our faces.
No.
They're Spotify.
Very, very true.
Which is fine.
Yeah, hey, we listen to listen.
Yeah, diversify.
Exactly. So anyhow, this goes, if we haven't run you off yet, Melissa Hill, that was a couple months ago. If you're still, for some reason, paying attention to us, thank you. We appreciate all of you listeners, even our friend Sam, who says we're yuck. Maybe Sam is Samantha. That would make sense, calling us yuck. Thank you for coming to the show. I am the Berserker still, Jeff Fox. Nickname. I kind of like it, the Berserker. It works for me. I would go with Ya Boy, but I've done that before. I like the simplicity of it. But
it's Ya Boy. It's not Ya Boy.
oh, maybe I should be Ya, Boy. That might be a new one.
Yeah, boy.
That's true. Of course, we're talking about UFC Fight Night, Dolidze versus Hernandez. Let me think. What's positive? People enjoyed our negativity yesterday. How down we were having to cover that card. It wasn't just the card.
It's not even the card. It's the odds for me. When I just wrote an article, and you guys can go check it out on sportsgamblingpodcast.com. I just wrote an article about my 6 favorite plays for UFC Vegas 109. And I literally have no money lines in there because that's how bad the money line looks this week. It's just like the money line across the board. There's just not a lot of value out there. So this is definitely one of those cards where you're going to want to dig deep on, like I said yesterday, spreads, props, totals. Like this is one of those weeks.
Even a lot of the props are difficult. Some of the odds moved, at least in my direction, overnight since we recorded last. Some of them also moved the wrong way. So I was going to say, it's not just the card, it's not just the odds, it's the technology yesterday too. So yeah, we were having a good one yesterday. But today we're back, full graphics. You can see our smiling faces. For you people, most people, not most people, but more than half listen to us UFC rather than watch, so they don't care what we're talking about here. But
I didn't have to hand place the odds in this time. The odds graphics, everything's back back to normal here.
Somebody's writing the odds on paper now, or writing the ads on paper and holding up to the camera. That's how old fashioned we were yesterday. So yeah, we've got a UFC Fight Night. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna have fun with it. We always have fun, no matter what, and we're gonna win money because we always win. Well, not always, but we often win money. I don't want to make promises, but we often win money. And if you squint properly and cherry pick, then as Gummy's done in the past, then you can always put a positive spin on all of our results, right?
That's right. Yeah, I'm good at finding good results.
You are. Here's something that's positive, whether you're squinting or not. Sports Gambling Podcast is back with a 32 NFL team previews. We're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode, they'll give out one word, a 32-word phrase. Submit the phrase for a chance to win a $1,000 circa future. And make sure you watch the Dallas Cowboy episode. You have to watch it because you want to see who's on that one, not just here. All right, we're back to the middleweight main events at the Apex UFC Fight Night, Dolidze versus Hernandez. Well, you saw what happened when they tried to do a flyweight one. It fell apart on them. So,
did you see Hyung Sung Park just got his another fight booked as a thank you for filling in there?
Who's he fighting?
Somebody beatable in October, but they gave him a immediate hey, thanks for doing that for us, Al.
Is it in Shanghai or is it somewhere?
No, Shanghai's at the end of the month.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right, that's August 23rd or something like that. So no, I think he's getting one in October, which is up in Vancouver.
Good. Okay, hey. I was going to say my neck of the woods, but really, it's not my neck of the woods. It's as far from me as it is from Gumby, pretty much. So, all right, UFC Fight Night, Dolidze versus Hernandez. Las Vegas, Nevada, August the 9th, Saturday. Now Tapology's back to the 4 o'clock start time, which is what I thought it was. So main card will be, I would assume, 7 o'clock. Yep. ESPN, ESPN Plus, all the usual suspects are streaming it as of now, at least. And we're starting with yeah, boy, not yeah, comma boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. It's Flavor Flav, Eryk Anders.
You didn't even really put a comma in the first time. It was yeah, boy.
Yeah. Christian Leroy Duncan. So he's fighting. He is from England. He has a boring nickname. He doesn't have a yeah boy nickname. He has his initials. So we talk about Anders first. Anyhow, an alum of the Top Turtle podcast, if I remember correctly, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He is 17-8 with 1 no contest. He's been knocked out 10 people, submitted 1 person. He's been knocked out once, submitted once himself. So he's durable at the very least. 9 and with his fighting style, it's impressive, I guess. 9-8 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He's won 2 straight and 3 of 4. That's very impressive. And 3 of 6. TKO win in his last bout. He's not lost since June 2023. He's fed at 205. He was the inaugural LFA champion at middleweight. 1-0 in Bellator 2015 Pro MMA debut. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.51 strikes per minute. Better grappling stats than Duncan, plus 438. Duncan, CLD, 11-2. 8 knockouts, 1 submission. He's never been finished in a fight. Another durable guy. Yanni thinks this one's going under. He's 4-2 in the UFC. He's won 3 of 4 and 3 of 5. He did win his last fight, though. He's a Cage Warriors champ, or was. An inch of height over Anders, 4 inches of reach, 8 years younger. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes. He's outstruck his opponents for 1.74 strikes per minute, minus 460. Since it's the main card, I go first in every fight, right? Like last week.
That's what you did last week. Yeah.
Well, first. I'll take Duncan. Even though Anders is winning, I still.
He beat Chris Weidman. Like
he's well past it. Duncan, not like super impressed with Duncan, but whatever. He's winning fights and he's way younger, and I think he's better overall at this point of his career. And assuming he can avoid getting knocked out by Anders, then he should be fine. Minus 460. Hooray.
Yeah, and really the only reason Anders beat Weidman is it looked like Weidman gassed out, right? And like Weidman had 1 foot out the door and the other foot on a banana peel. So like, I don't really put too much stock in that victory. And you're right, like power-wise, you probably got to lean Anders, right? Anders is probably the more powerful of the 2 strikers here. But we're talking about like a 4 or 5 inch reach advantage. A guy who's, I've knocked Christian Leroy Duncan in the past, but he is a guy who uses his range pretty well for his size, right? Like he's not one of those like long, lanky guys who like gets into the mix too much. And that's actually probably why he's so boring to watch. And also like, doesn't have a ton of knockouts either, right? Like, cause he keeps people at the end of his jab. And I think that between that and the speed difference we're going to see here, cause Christian Leroy Duncan is still much faster, especially being 8 years younger than Anders. I think all that just comes together. It's too much for him here. So I'm going Duncan too.
All right. Exciting times, people. We're going to 135 yet. Miles Johns versus Gian Matsumoto, US versus Brazil. Has Matsumoto gotten his nick? He hasn't got his new nickname for the week yet, has he?
Quadruple whale, Super Thunder, Grand Double Champion.
Who was it that was? Everyone.
Michael Bisping thought he was
right. I remember that.
Quadruple champ.
Yes. Yeah. But who in our Discord was with new nicknames every week? Do you remember?
Oh,
it sucks that I group everyone together.
Might have been Turnip.
Yeah, might have been.
Shout out Turnip. I haven't seen you.
Miss you, Turnip. If you're around, I assume he's not around, or we would have been hearing.
I don't know. Every time we shout him out, he usually like appears somewhere to say, "Hey."
Him and Ryan appear after we talk about him.
Yeah, Ryan H and Turnip.
Yeah, usually Carly Judici would have brought him out of the shadow. So we'll see. I think he was deployed the one time and we didn't hear from Turnip for a while. So hopefully you're safe wherever you are and you're still watching us, of course. But yeah, Matsumoto hasn't gotten. Gumby gave you your new nickname for the week. John's, of course, nickname will always be Chapo. He's 15-2 with 1 no contest. He's the guy. I probably say this every time, but it feels like he has way more losses than that. He's only lost twice. Doesn't it feel like?
And they're good losses too, right? If I'm remembering correctly.
Doesn't it feel like he loses more than he does? But anyhow, he doesn't. He's got 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. So finished in both his losses. 6-2 and 1 no contest in the UFC. He's won 2 straight, and he's gone 3-0 with 1 no contest in his last 4. He has not lost a fight since February 2022. He's failed drug tests. I think I have that plural. I think it is multiple. 1-0 contender series. LFA champion. A lot of those in this card. Used to fight at 145. 2014 Pro MMA debut. An inch taller than Matsumoto. Better striking stats. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.51 strikes per minute. His coach will be the loudest coach too. They are plus 253.
I'm gonna go with Gian Matsumoto. Again, the losses for Johns have been good ones, right? He lost to Felipe Lima. I looked it up. John Castaneda, which that one aged less good, and Mario Batista, which aged, ultimately really well. And like I said, I like Miles Johns, and there's a lot of stuff he does right, but the bottom line is like he hasn't really beat anybody when he can't be the bully. You know what I mean? Like when he is the less good grappler in a bout, like he doesn't come out on top very often, and it's because like I think sort of the allure of Miles Johns, if there is, the allure of Miles Johns.
There's my title.
I said that sentence and I was like, man,
wait a minute.
I'm really deep in this sport that there is to me an allure of Miles Johns. And that's not to say he's not a fun fighter. I'm just saying like
he's fun.
That's a thing only I would say. But anyway, the allure of Miles Johns is that, for me, is that like, yes, he's got powerful hands, but also like you're constantly worried he's gonna like take you down and like force this like grind of a fight. But like when people can match that, right? Mario Batista could match that. Mario Batista let go of his hands. John Castaneda not only met that, but like exceeded that. He took him down and hit him with the arm triangle. Felipe Lima was not scared of it at all. And like Matsumoto is a really good wrestler, and I think faster on the feet. And so like I don't believe that Miles Johns will like scare him with any of his takedown attempts. I don't think he'll have that in the back of his mind. I think he'll just be able to fight his fight. And historically, when people have been able to do that against Miles Johns, they beat him. So I'm going to take Matsumoto here.
That's the thing. That's another thing about Johns. I think he loses more, and you think he's like this big power puncher, but he's only finished 4 people with strikes. So it's not like he's super dangerous on the feet. I know he can crack and stuff, but
he's good with the grind. I mean, like that's kind of his fight.
Yeah, but yeah, Matsumoto, like you said, he's gonna be a better grappler, and he can outgrind him if be. But yeah, I tried. This is like we were saying yesterday's episode. I tried long and hard to find a dog here. I'm like, am I overlooking Miles Johns here? But yeah, I had it because Matsumoto is not just because of his big. He is a little overrated. He's not quite as spectacular. He's not like.
Who was it that he just lost? Was it Rob Font?
Yes, which is fine.
And that was it was a pretty good fight, and I think it was a split if I'm not mistaken too. And
it was.
And that's TriStar Rob Font, by the way.
Exactly, it's a different. That's like high IQ Cody Brennan.
Yeah, and if you want to remember too, I was in on TriStar Rob Font for that fight. For the record,
of course you were. Gumby never remembers, never forgets his victories. All right, before we get you some more winning plays. Underdog Fantasy Time. Underdog at Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog is also a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Gumby's going to give you an example of a winning play right now.
Yeah, so we are here on Thursday, and I'm going to go with the late afternoon game. We have the Chicago White Sox at the Seattle Mariners. You might not know the name because I like to dig deep on these ones. We're going to go with Seth Smith here on Thursday. We're going to play the higher than on his strikeouts. He's racked up more than 4.5 of 3 out of the last 5 games he's pitched. Made the All-Star game because I think White Sox has to, which is kind of a shame. And the Mariners are 27th in the majors in strikeouts. So if he's going to find 5 again, it's probably against them. So give me Seth Smith higher than on his strikeouts.
Gumby likes his strikeout plays on Underdog. It's usually, I was going to say it's always higher, but no, you had Allure yesterday. So.
Oh yeah, Mackenzie Gore, baby.
Yeah. All right, take Gumby's play. Take our code MMA SGPN. Head over to UnderdogFantasy.com, and that way you get to claim a special pick and first time deposit. Offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. So UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MMA SGPN, and of course, MyBookie.ag. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet in every sport, including MLB, WNBA golf, and of course, football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Of course, they got these lines we're talking about right here, over there. These horrible, horrible lines, not MyBookie's fault. Head to MyBookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. That way you get 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. All right, we are moving on up the card. We are going to 145 now, so up a weight class as well. Andre Fili, Christian Rodriguez, they're fighting, both Americans, they're fighting at featherweight, and we're going to tell you about Touchy Fili first. 24-12 with 1 no contest, 10 knockouts, 3 submissions, knocked out 4 times, submitted 3 times. 13-11 with 1 no contest in the UFC. Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. I can't put a pattern together. I guess that is a pattern. Got submitted in his last bout. Missed weight before. 2009 Pro MMA debut. 0-1 as a pro grappler. He's 4 inches taller and got 3-inch reach advantage over Rodriguez. More active landing strikes. However, he's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.31 strikes per minute plus 210. C-Rod, C-E-E-R-O-D, 12-3, 3 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been submitted 1 time. 5-3 in the UFC. Loss, win, loss over his last 3. 5-2 over his last 7. Used to fight at 135. Missed weight 3 times there. So now he is up at featherweight. 1-0 Contender Series, 1-0 in Bellator. 7 years younger than Fili. Better striking stats than Fili. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.97 strikes per minute, minus 224. Usually Rodriguez is the prospect killer, but now they're giving him an older guy here. He's looked better at featherweight than I thought. I think we both were thinking, this may not be good. He's moving up because, he wasn't making the weight. He wasn't just moving up because he thought he had an advantage up here. I think he wins this fight though. He is pretty good everywhere. He seems to consistently overperform too. Usually when we don't pick him, but I'm picking him here. I think he's better than Fili. I don't have a heck of a lot of faith in Fili this point in his career. He seems older than he is, but I think C-Rod he's very good grappler, and like I said, he's good in the feet as well. He's younger. I think he's gonna be a better striker. So give me C-Rod. I guess this is a good line, minus 224. Best line you're gonna get. Possibly.
I'm gonna go with Andre Fili.
Okay.
I think this is not only a bad spot for C-Rod, but also that line's way too wide. Way too wide. I know it's getting closer to even money than just about any fight on this, but man, should he not be a almost 250 favorite over Andre Fili? Especially we watched him. You mentioned he's looked better than we thought coming up in weight, but he couldn't outmuscle Melky Costa. And he had a lot of trouble with that. And really, here's my biggest issue with it is when you talk about him at featherweight or him at bantamweight, rather, the thing that kept helping him beat prospects, the Cameron Simons. Well, that
he's a prospect.
The Cameron Simon piece of it all was that Cameron Simon was never really all that good. But the Raul Rosas and stuff like that, right? He won that fight because he could outwork those people. He was stronger. He had better cardio, and he could drag them into deep waters. I don't think he can do that up here at featherweight, and especially not to somebody like Andre Fili, who's historically got a really good takedown defense rate. He's got a good guillotine. He's got the length that's going to give C-Rod trouble. I just think there are so many things that Fili can do veteran-wise that, we've been talking about C-Rod being the prospect killer. Some of that is because he puts a little veteran on all of these prospects, right? He shows Austin Bashi what it means to dig deep into a fight. You're not going to teach Andre Fili what it's like to go deep into a fight. That dude has been around for a really long time and is dug deep into a lot of fights. So, C-Rod doesn't have a lot of put away power. I think he's going to have to go 15 strong with Fili. And if this stays on the feet for all that, I kind of like Fili's boxing better than I like his. So yeah, give me the dog play here on Andre Fili.
Well, he lost his last bout, so he is due for a win. So you could be very right here. All right, we're moving up.
You can say the same thing about C-Rod, though. Hasn't he alternated the last 4?
Yeah, lost one. Yeah, it's true. Oh, yeah, someone's going to break their pattern this week.
Yeah.
That's right. Ooh, I guess it's going to be a draw. None of us win. All right, we got Brazil versus U.S. next. Women's strawweight, Iasmin, Lucindo, Angela Hill. I will tell you about the American first. Overkill Hill, 18-4, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. Been submitted twice. 13-14 in the UFC over 2 stints. She won 3 of 4, 5 of 10. Won her last bout. 0-1 in the Ultimate Fighter. 4-1 in Invicta and the champion. Over there, used to fight at 125. 2014 Pro MMA debut. She was a kickboxing champion as well. 2-0 in Muay Thai. More active landing strikes than Lucindo. She's outstruck her opponents by 0.55 strikes per minute. She's at plus 163. She was a bigger dog as of yesterday, but it's coming down a bit. Lucindo, 17-6, 8 knockouts, 3 submissions. Been submitted 3 times. 4-2 in the UFC. She's won 4 of 5, but she did lose her last bout. She was the former Samurai Fighthouse champion. Hooray! Used to fight at 125. 2 inches of reach on Hill. 17 years younger. Better grappling stats. She's outstruck her opponents by 0.41 strikes per minute. Minus 169. Nice.
I'm going to go Lucindo. I contemplated getting in on Angela Hill here, but I think my biggest problem is just Lucindo has bodied people who are tougher than Angela Hill. You know what I mean? That fight with Amanda Lemos, ultimately she loses that fight. But like in that Amanda Lemos fight, like she scored a takedown on Amanda Lemos. She had almost 5 minutes of control time in that fight. And then you go the one before that and she fought Marina Rodriguez. She took her down 3 times and again had about 5 minutes of control time. So like we're talking about somebody who is like very strong, very tough in the clinch, very hard to bully. And, you know, I've said this time and time again with Angela Hill, like if Angela Hill can't be the one imposing her will, you know, can't be the one getting into the clinch and holding you against the cage while she throws knees to your midsection, like I don't really like her in a lot of fights other than that. Like, I don't think she's faster than Lucindo. I don't think she's got more submission skills. Like, she doesn't really have knockout power to speak of. Like, I think she can make it competitive, but I don't think ultimately that the physicality of Lucindo is low enough for her to overcome it. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Iasmin Lucindo. I think she takes a decision here.
I'm going with Hill. What do you think of that? Crazy, right?
I kind of felt like you were going to.
Since it was mentioned in the Discord already?
Yeah, and then you were quiet. I will say, here's my take on this one. You know, I can't get around to getting on that Angela Hill money line. I don't think it's good enough. Yeah. And I know we don't like laying tons of chalk, but right now, Angela Hill plus 3.5. And, you know, I've been saying spreads is kind of the way to play this card. Yeah. Angela Hill plus 3.5 means she makes it, you know, she at least wins a round. There's probably a good chance she winds up with a split somewhere in here anyway.
Yeah, of course.
But if she at least wins a round, that's right now is negative 200. That might be one of the better lines you can get on this whole fight card is Angela Hill's point spread.
Yeah, I just figure she seems to come through when we don't think she's going to. Yeah, I figure she's worth a stab here. Lucindo hasn't really been finishing people lately either, so I think she's gonna stick around. And I'm hoping Hill has that old lady strength and can grind out a win over Lucindo here. All right, that's before we get to the last 2 fights, let me tell you about Circa Million and Circa Survivor. The world's greatest sportsbook, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. That will be Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true degen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Come hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st to 23rd, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. Plus, you get 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP15. The contests are open to everyone. You sign up in Nevada, and you can play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. So go to footballcontest.com, use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And Rhythm, our friends at Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm's power trends are now called smart signals. Rhythm continues to crush it with smart signals, essentially the best of the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Smart signals are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. MLB smart signals are crushing it. Mike Trout and Giancarlo Stanton are combined 14-0 on smart signals, recommending their unders. And WNBA smart signals since the All-Star break, 27-16 on smart signals with 23.3% ROI. They're absolutely cooking. So download the Rhythm app, check out smart signals, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. I bet Gumby's baseball players from smart signals.
Yeah, where else are you going to find knowledge on Seth Smith unless you're some kind of sicko? And that's the beauty of Rhythm. You don't have to be a sicko to get good plays.
Yep, and you can check it out for free by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Once again, it's RITHMM for Rhythm.
Hey, do you want to hear a fun Angela Hill stat I found when I was looking for a reason not to pick her?
Yeah.
She's lost the takedown battle, meaning she's had less takedowns than her opponent in 12 of her UFC fights.
Nice.
Do you want to guess how many of those she's won?
How many losses? Yeah, let me see. 12.
No, she's lost 9 of them though. The only people she's beaten are Emily Cajun in her UFC debut.
Who's that? I don't even remember her.
Yeah, she was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, okay, that's why I don't remember.
One fight. So Emily Cajun, and then the other 2 are both Ashley Yoder.
Oh, really?
So like those are the only people she's beat when she's landed less takedowns. So again, if you think she's going to land equal or more takedowns than Iasmin Lucindo, that might not be the path to victory for her here.
She's training partners with the Spider Monkey, isn't she? Or is that a newer thing? I think they both train together, possibly. Anyhow,
that doesn't sound right. Is it Spider Monkey Team Quest? Or now it's Dan Henderson Training Center.
Yeah,
but
it's the same side of the world, right? As where Angela is. Anyhow, no one cares. Not even us, really. All right, we are going to our co-main event. It sounds more exciting than it really is. Co-main event is flyweight bout, which is usually good, but this is like a last minute one with ridiculous odds, and these odds are getting more ridiculous by the second. It would be Steven Erceg. He is from I want to say Australia, but he may be in New Zealand.
It's Australia.
Well, Australia. See, I've mislabeled too many of these fighters. Osbourne. He is from US. I thought he was from Jamaica as well, but never mind. He
flies the Jamaican flag. If you look at our screen right now, he's got the Jamaican flag up.
And he's a Jamaican sensation too. So that's why I was thinking he repped Jamaica. The Jamaican sensation, Osbourne, is 13-8 with 1 no contest, 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. Been knocked out twice, submitted 4 times, 5-6 in the UFC. He's taking this fight on short notice. He's won 1 of 4 and 2 of 6. TKO win in his last bout, though. Saved his UFC job for sure there. He used to fight. This one's at bantamweight. I'm sorry. It's not flyweights, 2 flyweights, but since it's short notice, they're fighting up a weight class. So normally they fight at flyweight. Osbourne's also fought at featherweight. 1 no contender series for Osbourne, 2015 pro MMA debut. He's got 5 inches reach over Erceg, which is not surprising. He's very long. He's got better grappling stats, which Gumby will remind you, he used to be a wrestler. Those days are
that's
over.
better grappling stats, but that's because of who Erceg's fought.
Yep. Osbourne has been outstruck by 0.62 strikes per minute, plus 500. Ouch. Astro Boy, 12-4, 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 3-3 in the UFC. He has lost 3 straight. Before that, he won 11 straight. He's fed at 125, or predominantly, like I said, they're just up. They're just not cutting as much weight here. Regional champion, inch taller than Osbourne, 3 years younger. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes, and he's outstruck his opponents by 0.42 strikes per minute, minus 541. It's me. It's me. Erceg, sadly, not sadly, I like Erceg. Bounce back fight for him. Better, he's better than Osbourne, and Osbourne has not looked good for a while now. Ever since he
looked good in that Garul.
Oh, he won his last fight. That's right. But Erceg's a different level.
Yeah, he beat.
Yeah. Erceg's different. Well, I say Erceg's a different level. He was a different level. If him getting fed into the wood chipper hasn't totally destroyed his confidence here, he should be better in this fight. He can hang with Osbourne in the grappling for sure, and on the feet as well. And I don't like the line. Obviously, I don't like playing 541 lines, but Erceg should be the player. If he doesn't win this one, then he's been destroyed by the UFC.
I don't think he's been destroyed because he even looked good in that last fight. Like, I mean, yeah, he lost to Brandon Moreno, but like,
he looked good in the title fight.
I mean, there are some people out there who argued he won enough rounds, and he probably would have. This is crazy, but he probably would have if he didn't choose to grapple Alexandre Pantoja, and that was a choice he had. Like, let's talk about that. Like, he had enough confidence in his grappling that he was like, I'm going to grapple Alexandre Pantoja.
Yeah.
And he had like some success. It's not like he had no success. He got countered after having success, but like he had success in the 5th round grappling Alexandre Pantoja. And like, to your point about levels, like there are levels to this. And, a lot of people are like, I think when they use that expression, they use it in being like, there are 2 levels, like championship level and like not championship level. But like, there are, when we say levels plural, it's like 10, and he's still like 3 or 4 levels ahead of O'Day. He's got the knockout power. I'll give him that, but like he's been out grappled by guys like Brian Kelleher in the past, and I think the weight class change is only help for Erceg here. So yeah, give me Steven Erceg. Maybe a sub prop's the right way to do that one. To draw that number down, because like O'Day's been subbed a whole bunch of times, and Erceg is. Times. Erceg's sharp as hell on the ground, so if he chooses to bring it there, that's probably where he'll finish it.
Astro Boy is the play here. All right, to our main event of the evening, middleweights, of course. We're at the Apex. Roman Dolidze, he's from Georgia, the country, not the state. Anthony Hernandez, United States. 5 5-minute rounds, 185. We'll tell you about the Georgian first. The Caucasian, Dolidze, 15-3, 8 knockouts, 3 submissions. He has never been finished in a fight. That makes him durable. 9-3 in the UFC. He's won 3 straight and 7 of 9. Used to fight up at 205, up at heavyweight as well. Regional champion, 2 inches of height over Hernandez, 1 inch of reach. He's outstruck his opponents, but just barely in the UFC. He's at plus 0.02. He's a grappling champion. He's at plus 260. Fluffy Hernandez. He's never really even called his first name. He's just called Fluffy. 14-2 with 1 no contest, 3 knockouts, 8 submissions, knocked out once, submitted once. 8-2 in the UFC. He's won 7 straight and 8 of 10. He's not lost since May 2020. No contest in Contender Series. That was a win, and then it was a weed. I believe he got
marijuana. Yeah.
Do you remember who he beat, Gumby? I think it's one of our punching bags he beat.
Oh, yeah, he beat the Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yes, he sure did.
Yeah, he did.
Jordan Wright.
That's a long time since we said Jordan Wright's name.
I know. Old. He's one of our old school. Jordan Williams used to be mentioned a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to think about Jordan back in the days. All right. Hernandez, LFA champion, 2014 Pro MMA debut. He's 5 years younger than Dolidze. Better striking stats. He's more active landing strikes and better grappling stats. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.89 strikes per minute, minus 275. Gumby.
Yeah, Fluffy Hernandez.
Yes,
a couple of reasons. Number one, I think he's better on the feet. If you look at Dolidze, a lot of his recent wins, you take the Marvin Vettori win or whatever you want to take. A lot of it is just by like putting more volume on his opponents. And like, is he gonna put more volume on Anthony Hernandez? I kind of don't think so. No. And even if he does, like, even if Hernandez isn't liking what he sees on the feet, like, I think the ground game's open for Hernandez. Like, I knocked his wrestling, what was it, before the fight with Michel Pereira. I was like, he can't do that to Pereira, right? And then, like, what did he do? He took him down 10 times.
Yeah.
Like, he can do that to, like, really good grapplers. And not for anything, Dolidze's got a 33% takedown defense rate, which is not good.
No.
Which I didn't even realize. I think it's probably because he's good at jiu-jitsu, right?
Right. He doesn't care.
But, like, is he going to sub Anthony Hernandez? Like, Rodolfo Vieira had Anthony Hernandez early in the fight, before they got all sweaty in a bad situation, and he didn't sub Anthony Hernandez. Like, I can't imagine Dolidze is going to find something off of his back. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like, his path to victory is just like maybe put more volume on him in 3 of 5 rounds. And I don't know. I don't like that at all. So yeah, I'm going to take Fluffy Hernandez here.
Yeah. Hernandez is the play. Younger, better everywhere. Like I mean, pretty much stated there. Not just the stats, but watching the fights, he appears to be better everywhere. He has to be a little careful with Dolidze's power. Now that Dolidze's really been knocking.
Is he knocking people out?
Yeah, not recently. That's the thing. So I think Hernandez should be fine. Well, Hernandez, he's kind of sloppy on the feet at times, and can get caught, but I don't think that's happened here. So
only ever been caught one time.
It's true. He doesn't get knocked out. He gets beat up. Not knocked out. He may be called Fluffy, but he doesn't get knocked out. Fluffy's our pick here. All right, recap. Hernandez, Erceg. He's got Lucindo. I have Hill. Shockingly, he has Fili. I have Rodriguez. Not as shocking for that one. Both have Matsumoto. Both have Duncan. Now it's time for locks, dogs, props, all that fun stuff.
Man, I had to. You got to go first. I don't even know how you're going to play this one. I assume you're going to be a lot more traditional. You're going to try to find like the least offensive money lines, but I'm digging deeper in this one. Right. So
Matsumoto, I guess, minus 270. We just talked about it, but it was either him or Hernandez. I was thinking for my luck, because they're really the only lines that are half decent.
The only money lines.
Money lines, right. Excuse me. Yeah.
And that's why I'm going off the money line side. Okay. I'm going to take Fili and Rodriguez go-to decision. What is it? C-Rod's got 1 finish in 8 UFC fights. He's seen the judges' scorecard 75% of the time in the UFC. We've got 1 finish in the last 5 years for Andre Fili. So like neither of these guys are really finishing anybody.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I think it goes to decision. You can get that at negative 175. So that's a pretty good line there, no matter what side of that fight you like. And, both of us are on different sides.
Right. I got one dog, Angela Hill. Well, I guess she's my dog. Go get him, Angela.
Yeah.
Do it for us old guys.
What was her number at?
Minus 163. It was 185 yesterday. Oh, it's not minus plus. It was plus 185 yesterday, sadly, but breaks.
For my dog, I'm going to go nuts. I'm going to go Priscilla Cachoeira.
Okay.
Plus 300. I've only got 2 on this fight card, which is pretty rare for me. But yeah, I like her a little bit better than Fili. Plus, I just had Fili in the lock. So give me Priscilla Cachoeira.
All right. For my, actually, I haven't checked if this odd is up, has been gotten any better today or not. Julius Walker via TKO or KO is my pick. That's what he does.
That was like negative 200 last night.
I had it minus 175. Maybe it's gotten worse. Let me check. When I wrote the article,
I'll let you lock that in because I think it's gotten worse.
Yeah. Okay. We'll lock it in at minus 175 unless I see it at a better number. His opponent has been knocked out in back-to-back fights. Walker looked really good in his debut, and he knocks people out. So Yeah, it's gone up a little bit. Minus 185. I'll take 185 if that's what it is now. So
okay,
that's my play for juice boxing. Hear more on that yesterday's episode.
I'm gonna go with a spread for my prop. I'm gonna take. I guess that counts as a prop, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna take a prop here. I'm gonna take Miles Johns plus 3.5.
Okay.
As much as I do like Gene Matsumoto, like he did drop a round to Brad Katona, who is terrible. And if he can drop around to Brad Katona, especially because he just like comes out of the gate kind of weak, usually Matsumoto does. Miles Johns kind of a grinder, so like he might steal that first round. Miles Johns plus 3.5 right now is negative 110. So like, you know, that's a pretty good price on his spread. So I'm gonna take that.
I guess that's you said yesterday you had one that was worse odds, so I get you found this one.
Oh, originally I was gonna go Angela Hill's spread too.
Yep.
Which is
you mentioned that when we were breaking
it's up 200 or 225 depending on where you're looking, and I realized I think I like Miles Johns just as much, so I'll just take the slightly better odds on that one.
All right, Gummy's got Fili and Rodriguez going to the decision. I have Matsumoto. There are locks. Cachoeira, Hill, Dogs, Johns plus 3.5. Walker, TKO or KO are props. All right, Hungry Man Jong. I'm assuming parlay.
Yeah, you can't find enough props. Like there wasn't even really a lot I could find that could get us up into the 10-1 odds. That I like. One of the ones I'm going to do is directly in contrast to your prop, though. I'm going to take Julius Walker, but I'm going to take Julius Walker by submission.
Yeah, he has a couple of those.
He's got quite a few of those, and actually, if you want, it's definitely what he prefers. Now, I don't know what Rafael Cerqueira looks like on the mat. We've never really seen him on the mat because he typically gets clipped on the feet because he's kind of a terrible defensive boxer. But I also think there's like a high probability that maybe Julius Walker tags him and then follows him to the mat and like gets a rear naked choke or like a guillotine on a pad or something like that. His sub prop with as many submissions as he has right now is plus 400.
Nice.
Take plus 400 on Julius Walker by sub, and I'm going to pair that with Fluffy Hernandez's decision line. Nobody's ever finished Roman Dolidze. As much of a punching bag as he can be sometimes, and as bad as he looks at other times, like he's durable as all hell. Like he's really tough. And right now you can get Fluffy by decision at plus 230. Which is, you know, again, kind of an absurd line for me because I do think this fight is going the distance and like, you know, I favor him in the fight. So when you pair those together, you're going to get plus 1550.
Wow, nice. Plus 1550. All right. So Fluffy decision, Walker sub, maybe a tag and bag, plus 1550. So there you go. All right, you're set. We made it through it. We made it through the technology. We made it through the horrible odds, made it through the horrible fight card. Hopefully the fights are fun. Last week, the fights were fun. So hopefully it happens again this week. Regardless, we'll be in the Discord, either complaining or talking about how fun the fights are. sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. Of course, YouTube. Thank you, everyone who has subscribed already. If you've not, make sure you hit the subscribe button. MMA Gambling Podcast. Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Reela, and I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. At Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram as well. Get in my Substack, moneymma.substack.com. A free subscription can get you an entry into my weekly UFC pick'em contest, and you can win real prizes there. Gumby's got Top Turtle MMA podcast. Haven't listened yet. Actually, I started listening. Tell the people who's on this week.
We got Julius Walker and Neve Kinahan, who is fighting at Octagon 74 this weekend.
All right, check that out. And of course, sportsgamblingpockets.com, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Patreon. Gumby will bid you farewell, but very, very shortly because we're going to be back real soon.
Hi, I'm Dana Gumby Vreeland. He's Juicebox Jeff Fox, and we will see you today.
Possibly.